Oh, we're back. This is Ken and Bill on GGP, and this episode, we're trying to figure out like what we're doing, what our names are, hot takes, and I think we should have a conversation about Hasbro and success, companies. Fire people even if they're making a profit, or if they're not getting new revenue, new sources of income. That's a failure.
Agreed.
I think we should see where Dr. Dungeon Craft is going for this moment. So let's chime in to back to where he is.
Big picture, TTRPGs are growing as far as I can tell. I think we're entering an era where D&D is no longer the dominant cultural force in TTRPGs. Is there anecdotal evidence to support this? I think yes. Here's the latest video from Dungeon Dudes. We're not switching to the 2024 rules. Here's why. The dudes are sticking with the old rules until they finish their campaign, and they speculate others may be doing the same. They also point out others may be waiting for all 3 books to come out before they switch over entirely. And the core rulebooks cost $300. As Merles points out, Wizards haven't really made a compelling case about why you need to switch over to these new rules. I'm not saying the game is a bomb. I'm saying players seem to be slow to adopt the new.
I do think it's fair.
$300.
Yeah, I think it's fair to finish your old campaign as well. Like you know, switching. You don't switch horses mid race,
mid stride.
Yeah.
What the fuck? $300. If there's 3 books, there's usually 3 books for D&D. There's a player's handbook, so the PHB, the Dungeon Master's Guide, the DMG, and the Monster Manual, which is just called the Monster Manual, not the MM. They're saying it's $100 a book. What the fuck? Like, that is amazing. There's no way.
It's gone up in price. It looks like, I mean, if that's the case, I'm gonna go to
the PHP is $60. Motherfuckers. My book
store.
is $65, $65 depending on where you get it. And people balk at that. They're like, oh my God, so expensive. You're telling me that D&D fucking Hasbro is selling their shit for $60 fucking dollars? Bullshit.
I'm looking for, is there
those are the PDFs versions.
Oh, so it's
like
$15, $30 for a PDF.
They're trying to push you to their online platform and make D&D all digital.
Uh-huh.
And it's the ease of, you always have your character sheets, and you can use their platform. They have like a digital map, and you can integrate it into like gaming tables and all that kind of stuff. And that is actually quite cool. But they're also pushing for this video game aspect to D&D. It wouldn't surprise me if you have an AI DM at some point, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's kind of where it's going. I see people playing single player online games with chatbots or whatever, and I think
my deal
that's
is like people won't read the book. Like, I don't know a single person, not one, who learned D&D because they read the book. Not one. None. They sit down at a table and they learn like people do every other game. You find people that know how to play poker and they teach you. Same difference with D&D. And so then they get into the books, and they start going through the PHP, and they start going through the DMG if they want to like actually learn how to run. But now you have this online interface, and it takes, I mean, like learning the interface itself, there's tons of time investment. And yet, people will not open up an indie RPG book and take the time to just read the meat section of the system.
Yeah, I could see. So if you get the physical rulebook bundle, it's $150, and if you get the digital and physical rulebook bundle, it's $170, and then you need to have. I don't see the $300 but I don't
It
know.
must be like a set that you can buy. $300 is insane.
Everything.
I do
So
find
if
it
you get all
interesting that
10, get all 10 books.
their rule book. That's 5th edition right there.
Yeah.
If you go up. Yeah,
going
that's
back
5th.
in
Go
time.
up.
Yeah, it's 2014. Has it
Okay,
been
so
really?
the PhD is $30, but that's digital.
Yeah.
The bundle. Whoa, go back, motherfucker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the physical core rule book bundle is $150, $160. So that's all 3.
Yeah.
So $50 a piece if you buy them all together.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And
I know it costs, but
I do like the idea of having a PDF of it. I actually have, I do have copies that I guess are now useless of the old version 5e. Is that what this is?
bring it closer. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's 5th edition.
I have 5th edition copies of the Player's Handbook and the
I think that's 5th. Yeah, that's 5th edition.
Monster
It's
Manual.
been a while since I've.
I guess
played.
I bought them at a time that I was thinking, oh, I didn't know anything, and this is 2020.
So this is
and I was
literally
thinking about running a campaign.
So this is literally the issue. So back in the day when 3rd edition came out, so you had AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s. 3rd edition in the 90s comes out, and everybody buys the books. I want to say, I don't want to speak a falsehood here, but the amount of time between 3rd edition and 3.5 was very short. And while they are technically, like, you could use 3rd edition rules for 3.5, sometimes it doesn't work. There's fundamental changes that occurred. And so WotC put out all the 3.5 books. So if you bought those 3rd edition books, the core set, they're almost useless. And everyone was like, we got hoodwinked. We just dropped $100 because it's about $35 at the time, $40 a piece. $150 for useless books. Then boom, they come out with 4th edition. It's been it took a little bit of time. They came out with 4th ed and people were like, oh, buy all the books. Then they dropped it like a bad habit. Oh, yeah. 5th edition. So it's not a new thing at all for Hasbro to be like, or just D&D, to be like, oh, here's the new version. Everybody buy the new version. And then they drop it like a bad habit.
I thought people hated the 4th edition. I thought that was
we really
the
don't talk
one.
about it. There's like 3 people in the world that really love 4th edition.
Right.
Mildra talks about. I'm going to call out Mildra on this. He and I we conflict on this one topic that 4th edition's a good game, and I'm like, all right, objectively, perhaps it is a good game. Is it a good TTRPG? No. I don't think so. Mildred, we can get him back on here, and he can tell me that I'm wrong. Because Mildred does know a lot more than I do about all of this stuff. But, I played 4th ed, and I was like, this sucks. It feels like hero clicks. In the back of the book, there's a way of having a game without a dungeon master. And I was like, what? No DM. People are like, oh yeah, why aren't you open to that? Because it's the reason I like the game, right? The reason that I enjoy tabletop role-playing games is because you have your players and you have a GM. And the dynamic between them is very interesting. When you take out the GM, you're changing fundamentally the game. It's a different game, one that I'm not that interested in. That's why. Touted as, oh, this is the new version. I'm just going to keep ranting, Ken.
Good.
Anyway,
all right.
that's pretty much what we got there.
I'm going to hit the stop recording.